Hello and welcome to PaxAriaGaming with episode number 15 of Code Vein 2. Okay, we're doing more of the time shift things. We're going to start with doing a number of requests for Valentin. They're all pretty short.
Time jump complete, and we do appear to be in the magma of the past.
Come to pay me a visit, old friend? What a delightful surprise.
We will be visiting the heroes
We
as
may
well.
re-encounter individuals we met at earlier times in the past here.
Yep,
Why don't we travel around and see who we find?
we'll do that. All right.
How do you envision the future? Oh, good. Your timing is impeccable. Do you have a moment? This may seem a strange request, but would you accompany me to another world? Exactly as it sounds, though I suppose that doesn't explain much. I'll explain further when we get there.
So earlier in the
Might I borrow
game,
your back?
we found these caves with altars that we couldn't really interact with.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
Now we'll be able to interact with them. So there was a purpose to them when we discovered them. The game doesn't really tell you that, so until you get to this point in the game, they will be inert or inactive.
Must rise to the occasion.
But once you're at this point, they'll become active. I'm guessing you have to be with Valentin for that to happen. Let's grab this blood rune. This is a set of rune blades. Okay, so we're going to do each one of them. The first one is the Shoreline Cavern. Then we'll do one in Sunken City and one at the mine site, at the Northern Cave.
How fascinating.
And then one in the Undead Forest. But the reason I was able to teleport directly there is because I found each of these caves when I was exploring in the game, activated the missile, but there wasn't anything I could do beyond that. So it'll be easy to get back to. And it's not a dungeon, it's just a I guess you can call it a dungeon. There's our destination. But it's a sort of a direct to the boss kind of a thing. So each of them will transport you to this little area.
Set foot in a new dimension.
Okay.
Temporal rift.
Okay, so it'll take you into a temporal rift.
Progenitor Idris possessed the sublime power to traverse time. But each time he changed the past, a new branch of history emerged. This abscess of lost time, one of many worlds of inert possibilities, is where we find ourselves now. One of my duties is to monitor the rifts and ensure they cause no harm to our world. Let us proceed. There must be some way to banish this realm for good.
Well, we keep messing with the past, so I'm not sure about that, but from each of the fights, there's a tome that we will get and go back to Magmal and talk to Valentin about each of those tomes.
Careful. As a creature born of lost pagans. As foreign invaders, it deems us hostile. We can't avoid this fight.
The Slaughter Engine Goliath is the first one. I think each of the bosses are bosses. Oh, that hurt. Each of the bosses are bosses we've faced before, so you won't see anything new in terms of the enemy types. actually, one of them might be new. We haven't seen the third one we face. Will be a new person, I guess. It took me most of the game to realize I can knock the little cat out of that little screech thing that she was about to do. Or that it was about to do. For most of the game, I actually hated fighting these things. But I guess I have a little bit more health. I can do a little bit more damage. Earlier in the game, I would get caught in a little fire trap and end up dying that way. The little missiles are annoying because you figure if you run under the creature, those missiles shouldn't hit you without hitting the creature first. I keep calling it the creature, the slaughter engine. But apparently, it's impervious to its own rockets. So it doesn't matter where you stand, they can still get you, so the best course of action is just roll out of the way. That move, that stun move in the past would have taken so much of my health that his spin move would have killed me. That's no longer true. But I'm over level 100, so I guess that makes a difference as well. And you really can't, I don't think you can do these quests until the end anyway. This isn't a quest that would be available to you earlier in the game. Like some of the other ones you can do out of order, right? In terms of the heroes. There were 3 original heroes, Josee, Holly, and Lyle. And I guess you can do them in any order that you want to do them in. Xenon, you weren't going to get until you completed those 3. And Valentin, you're not going to get until you've completed 4. So that order is set, but the order of the first 3 isn't. And I guess it just depends on your preference, because you unlock that part of the map. There is a part, I'll show you when we get there. Okay, that's it.
I hope you're not hurt.
It did take about 5 minutes to kill him, but before I would be fighting these things for like 20 minutes. Now after you defeat each of them, this little book will appear. No, you have to do is snag the book and then go back to Magmal.
In its pages is a record of history.
This just leads to the exit. There's no, it's not another section.
Removed, this rift will soon vanish. The monument is linked to our world. Lay your hand upon it when you're ready to leave.
Okay, so the rifts will each appear and disappear apparently, but that's not exactly true. Because we actually...
Thank you for joining me on this investigation.
It is true. Maybe the rifts disappear, but the realm continues to exist, because we will end up in this realm again.
I'd like to hear your thoughts on it later. There are several other rifts on the frontier. I hope I may entreat your company again.
So he's going to say that each time, and each time we'll go with him, or he'll come with us, and we'll go back to Magmal, give him the tome, and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so I mentioned there are 4. So the next one is in the Sunken City. Let's talk to him.
The duty of Voda House, indeed.
I wish the catch-up
Ah,
thing
yes, the
would
tome
be
we found in the rift.
automatic
Shall
when
we
you see
browse
them
the lost annals of time?
instead of going through the dialogue. I guess I can always cut
Breakthroughs
the
at
dialogue
Magna
off.
Forma Institute sparked a new era for Revenant society. Revenant technology especially made drastic strides, spurring a mass global revolution. This sounds like a world where technological progress got out of hand.
That sounds familiar.
Breakneck changes of technology can change the soul of man for better, or for worse. The hubris of man and Revenant alike wrought disaster on this world. Indeed it is. As the head of Magmal, it pains me to see the Institute cause ruin, even if it is in an alternate timeline. For my part, this tome has yielded much pleasant conversation, which I consider a blessing.
Okay. So next up, we do his next request. Next one is in the Sunken City.
On to
That's
the
where
next
we'll
temporal
go.
rift.
And again, we've already
We do
unlocked
what we
them,
must.
so they're easy to get back to.
How interesting. I wasn't aware of there being a temporal rift in this city. Let's see how history could have turned out here.
Okay, let's see who we're fighting.
Only one way to...
Okay, we fought these guys before. The BIOS is flawed. I don't remember that's what we called him before. Maybe that's just his name. And we will be fighting him again later in the game. I mean, a little bit later in the game. The game is, we're really near the end of the game now. This is my, finally, I have an enemy big enough where I can use Heaven's Gaze, and it actually works. You know, sometimes I'm too far away, but as you can see, if you're lucky enough to have every one of those little meteors hit him, the fight would be over. It would really trivialize this fight, as it did. That's probably one of the fastest boss defeats I've ever had. Okay, so we're gonna go grab this tome. It's rinse and repeat. We'll grab the tome, go back to Magmal, chat with Valentin again, and then we'll move on to the next one.
This may prove useful at some point. Yet another temporal rift dealt with. Much obliged, my friend. Would you gloss through the new tome? I'd like us to discuss it. The duty of Voda House, indeed. Let's have a gander at the new tome. With an arcane forma, Idris fused a group of live revenants into a biological weapon. A Medigan outbreak had decimated the world population, forcing him to take this final, desperate measure. This sounds like a timeline where Idris cast aside his morals to combat the resurgence. Another historical precept of sacrifices made to buy time. No doubt it was a desperate decision made in a dire situation. You make a valid point, but Idris's indiscretions make me wonder. Was this tragedy truly necessary? Each of us must rise to the occasion.
Okay, so we get a little bit of a backstory every time we turn one of these tomes in.
How do you envision the future? On to the next temporal rift.
Okay, the next one
Each of us must...
is the mine site, Northern Cave. And this is a little bit of a different boss. Queen of the Rift. I don't think we've seen her... I don't think we've seen her anywhere else in the game. Unless I missed something, which is certainly possible, even though I've scoured a lot of the game.
What will we find in here?
Well, we know we're going to find. We're going to find another rift, and we're going to go in, and we're going to defeat the boss. Again, these are all short, so I think that's what makes these fun. These are like little 5-minute quests, unless, of course, you never unlocked the mistals in those caves, which means you then have to go find them. But like I said, when we were exploring the game, we unlocked each of them.
As always, keep your wits about you.
Hey, Valentin, who handled the last boss? It was me, with my bayonet. Would just become my favorite weapon.
Only one way to...
Yikes. Okay, she might not let me set up and do my my heavens gaze. She's throwing shit at me. She's too far away for me to hit her with that. Oh, I got her that time. Oh, got her. Yikes. Okay. She's a little bit more mobile than that last guy we just fought. Okay, yeah, when you miss, it really is painful because it's a high cost. Ouch. It's a high cost attack. These little blade things are easily dodged. You have to pay attention to them. Yeah, she's much more mobile than the last one, so I would be better off using the 3-shot volley that I've been using. Once I get some... am I too far away? Yeah, I missed it. Oh, and then I just wasted using Idris's axe, which that's right. Focus on me while Valentin hacks at me. He's doing a pretty good job. See, ideally, you want your partner to do what they need to do to get you Ichor so you can spam these shots.
Feels so light.
That was a lift. She's just spamming those damn things. That's the power shot. That did it.
Marvelously done.
Thank
Let's
you.
collect the tome and get out of here.
It makes me wish I had a little bit of faith in the bayonet earlier in the game. I think I tried one and didn't like it. Really didn't give it much of a chance. And then just went back to using, I think I used a great sword for a little while. For probably the first quarter of the game. Then started using the dual blades, then added poison to the dual blades.
Excellent work. We're zipping through.
Then fell in
thanks to
love
you.
with the bayonet.
What parable will this tome
And
teach us? Let's
I
have a
don't
look
think
later.
I used rune blades in this playthrough, but I did move on to New Game Plus when I finished the campaign. And I used rune blades in that, and they are awesome. So I don't know whether I'll get a chance to finish that. I did get through the first
How do you
2
envision the
bosses
future?
in New Game Plus, because I wanted
It's
to
about another
see
terminal timeline.
how it would
Let's
play
see here.
with me being fully amped up.
Outmatched by a
I'm
giant
at like
man
level
again.
200.
Idris was forced to retreat.
And the bosses scale,
No
but they don't
revenants of
scale that
power
much.
were
So
killed.
you're actually OP
The loss
for
of
New
its
Game
leaders
Plus.
crippled Revenant society,
So I'll
thrusting
probably
the
go
world
back
into
to
an
it
age of darkness. All
if-
these rifts suggest Idris fought
if there's
many
a
battles. Each doomed
spot
timeline was
in the
tragically
summer where there's
excised,
not a good game that
so
I like
his
to play
world
being
would
released.
survive.
Right now I'm doing
Can you imagine
Crimson
how he
Desert,
felt?
and we'll continue that until the end,
You're
which
right.
is going to take a while.
It was a heavy cross, but only he
But I
could
don't know
bear
what
it.
comes after that.
What
So,
carried him through it?
I
Was
did
it
have some on
conviction,
my list that I
tenacity?
wanted to do. Like I do want to
Or
do Neo
perhaps
3, so maybe that'll
love.
be next after
Many
Crimson Desert.
timelines were sacrificed for us to be here. We must remember the past to treasure the present. We do what we must so that no more need suffer.
Okay. So now we're heading to a different kind of boss fight because it's a gauntlet. There are a few of those in the game, actually. There's one, actually there's several in Pioneer Castle that would have been in a previous episode. You get on an elevator and you have to survive the gauntlet while the elevator moves.
Feels so light.
And there's another one somewhere else in the game. I don't remember where it is. There may be another one at the end of the game as well, but it's sort of an odd placement for one. When up to this point we've been dealing with bosses in each of these cultist altars, and then all of a sudden we get socked with a gauntlet. This is the final one of these, by the way. Okay, this actually looks like one that we haven't been to yet, which is a rarity.
I somehow doubt this will be a peaceful expedition.
Cult's Hidden Cave. Cult's Hidden Cave. I guess maybe because it's hidden. Maybe that's why there wouldn't have been a reason for us to go here.
Your strength
Yes,
seems to
that's
know
this
no
cult.
limits.
I'm level 108. By the time we get to the end of this episode, I may be level 112 or so. Alright, so we have another one of these rift thingies.
Let's keep going.
And I guess
Let's
at any
stay vigilant.
point, if we wanted to, we can go back to the real world. That's why those are the little blue rift thingies are here. If we needed to go back to Magmel for some reason, or we wanted to come back later and do this, we would be able to. As the music amps up, we have a gauntlet here. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure what the triggers are. There's that hairy enemy that we've fought before, and then there's these other little minions that have bayonets. And they will continually spawn for a period of time. So I don't know, maybe a 3-minute thing, and maybe a time. I'm not sure what the prompt is for them. So even if we kill these 2, others will spawn. So it's not like, okay, we just need to kill these 3 and it's over. The others, so I guess you have to take them all out and then the new ones spawn. On the elevator, they spawn continually, so if you don't take them out, you'll end up with an elevator full of these things. So what you want to do is you want to take them out as quick as you can, and with these that doesn't seem to be the case. And it seems like it's the same enemy, the hairy guy and the little soldier guys. Okay, so this was the second round. Maybe it's a number of, let's see. Is that it? Nope. Okay, so this is the third round of these. So maybe it's not timed, it's just the number of cycles. This is cycle number 3. So we have poison on the hairy guy. Military guy is down. Military guy is the only one left. Yeah, I don't know why it started going away from the bayonet. And I was like, why would I do that? That weapon, especially for this fight, they just run right into the barrage. Okay, we traded on that one. He hit me with a grenade. Okay, so it's only 3 rounds. Peril survived.
Well, let's take the tome and leave.
Right, we grabbed the tome. That was the last one.
You should keep that safe.
I guess this is technically the free exploration era. Because we've already taken care of the heroes. That's the message we had gotten because we tooled around with the timeline.
Thank you for coming with me.
And we're not in present time because if we were, Lavinia would be the person we're talking to instead of Valentin. So we're going to go back to Magmel, talk to him, and And that will complete his quest, or this particular quest of his.
The duty of Voda House. Ready to browse another tome of lost time? In the interest of coexistence, revenants gave mankind more freedom. But, over time, humans began persecuting revenants. War broke out, forcing revenants to impose martial law. In retribution, humans were stripped of all their liberties. Solidarity can be a powerful tool, but, left unchecked, it can also lead to wanton violence. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Frightening, isn't it? I'm glad to hear we share the same concern. There's a fine line between justice and bigotry, and you've sense enough not to cross it. There is no hope in conflict, and I firmly believe mankind is capable of peaceful, positive change. We've sealed the final rift. They'll cause no problems for the foreseeable future. On the other hand, it's also a pity I'll be seeing less of you now.
Yeah, we can hang out.
Is that so? I'm pleased.
Because eventually I think I'm going to have to kill you.
With danger.
I think that's the way this works. I think you're going to end up being a hero.
I've given some thought to the timelines Idris conceded.
We don't have any more left except this one. And I didn't want to talk to...
I will change this world.
I didn't want
more means justified by ends.
All right.
In the future I envision, the dignity of man will be king.
I didn't want
to
talk to Lavinia because I felt like it was going to pull me into the final part. So I figured before I do that, maybe it's a point of no return. Go ahead and do all this other stuff first. So we're going to give him a gift.
A gift I'll be sure to cherish.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
I don't know whether it's the right gift, but at least he didn't say, "What do you want me to do with this?" Like Iris does. Any of these work. I don't use them, so.
We do what we must so that no more need suffer.
Okay. So next up is Josee's little quests. Yes, Josee is here because this is before the events of the present and before the events of the past. So we're in this in-between time frame. It's really hard to explain.
Would you describe yourself as a picky eater?
So her quests also is a little easy because we've been to all of the places that she's going to send us.
Figure.
So I think that's what makes it easy to just do these.
These days.
I don't think
food on the market we haven't seen
any of these actually change elements of the game. So you can do them or not.
Like the perfect opportunity
I would not skip the timeline shifts though. This
my mother's homemade curry was to die for.
And the thing is, even though you've been in some of these places, the item that she's going to send you to find weren't there when you were there the first time.
Unfortunately, I'm missing a key spice. If you should come by any, could you spare me
in the
some?
last set of quests, those altars weren't active, and we couldn't have completed that until we met with Valentin and he gave us the quest. So it's the same thing. She's going to ask us to find some spice. There are 3 different ones we have to find. And those spices would not have appeared previously. So it's not like, oh, I've been there. How could I have missed the spice? You didn't miss it. You just couldn't have gotten it because it wasn't there. So instead of us me showing you guys traveling all the way back to some of these areas, which isn't as easy as just transporting back to as the last one was. I'll just show you when I get there. This isn't the spice.
Astonishing.
That was good for the bayonet. Oh, this is a spice. Okay, rich spice. That's the first one. Then there's aromatic spice and hot spice that are in different locations. Again, we were here before because we had a quest for Iris where we had to climb up that little ramp to fight a guy that was up there. So after each
The
one, you go
tension
back
in
to
the
her,
air.
and she tells you it's not quite like her mom's, and
That
maybe
smell. That
if you found something
intoxicating
else. So
smell.
you're gonna
You
do this a
found
couple
my
of times.
spice. You're wonderful. That's everything I need. I can't believe you found it. This is the first time I'm making it for anyone outside the family. Hold tight, all right? I'll whip some up for us.
Actually, she's just making curry
Well?
for us.
Do you like it? Really? You think so? I'm so delighted to hear it. Although, there's something off. It's not quite like I remember. I can't put my finger on it. Which is strange because, well, I followed the recipe exactly, to the letter. I am beginning to suspect that Mother did not reveal all her secrets. Very well then. In fact, so be it. I'm not going to turn down a culinary challenge like this. Let's see if I can't sleuth out Mother's secret ingredient. Something tells me it needs more spice. A kick is what's missing here. Let's sample a variety and just sort of see what works. Come find me if you locate any other spices. I'll get to the bottom of this, recipe or no recipe.
Okay, so we're gonna go on and grab the next spice. He's giving us some homemade curry. That's gonna be our reward for each of these, by the way. Northern Watch Fort. I think we've been here before. Yeah. And unlike the quest we just did with Valentin, you aren't really fighting a boss to get to any of this stuff. You're fighting enemies, but they're not really, they're like field bosses, if anything. They're not bosses, so you don't,
Try to stay close.
it's not difficult. I think the only difficulty is
So light.
finding out where the stuff is. Although, when you click on the particular quest, it sort of tells you where it is. So there's really not finding out where it is. It's getting there if you haven't already traversed this area. Because as you know by now, in this game, if you've played to this point in the game, some of these areas are not as easy to get to as it might seem. You know, that was because it's not exactly linear. There's some vertical aspects to the game. It made it a lot more tricky in terms of trying to find some of these locations. Some of them were buried underground in caves or dungeons. Some were on the other side of a mountain that you couldn't get to until you figured out how to traverse the mountain. Some exist only in a different timeline. So all of that, yeah, we've been here before because there's a chest back there that's open. So all of that made it a lot more interesting traveling around. Also made it fun exploring, right? Because if you are not into exploring or you didn't feel like exploring in the game and you were just trying to rush from the beginning to the end,
They don't seem amenable
I
to
think
conversation.
that you'd be disappointed because you really should explore. You get to unlock some forme. You definitely get to find different weapons. Some of them you have. I have like 6 different types of bayonets. A bunch of rune blades. A bunch of great swords. I guess I have one-hand swords as well, but I don't think I've ever used one. So you do have stuff that you can find and then try to figure out whether or not it's something you want to use to create a build around it. I think the more interesting thing as the game went on was finding different forme that you could use. Because initially you're sort of limited in what you have. Um, you know, I call them weapon arts, but or ashes of war. But the more you play, the deeper you go into the game, the better some of them are. Early game, you know, I'm not impressed by any of them, but late game, they were pretty impressive. Which is the other thing that made me want to do New Game Plus. I don't know whether there'll be a DLC for this game. Maybe there will be. But hopefully, at some point in the future, they end up with a Code Vein 3, adding some different elements. I think we've, you know, I think the heroes who were heroes in the first game, and in this game, they're heroes, but then we had to sort of off them and then manipulate time. I don't want to do that again. I think in the next one it should be a little bit different. So we'll see. We'll see. And I would have loved if they actually had an anime based on this. It looks like there is, but every time I've searched for it, there's no anime. The characters are anime. It looks like it would lend itself to anime. No anime as of yet. But even if not anime, maybe a limited, maybe not a whole series, but a limited sort of Netflix series or something like that. Okay, we fought these guys before as well.
So
oh, he's got partners in there. I see the two people standing behind him.
Only one way to handle this now.
Alright, where is that spice?
This is ideal.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay, I like this part of the game. My character's so strong that I'm not really fearing any of the enemies like I did earlier in the game. Okay, there's the spice.
Take proper care of that.
Alright, that's the aromatic spice. And we are going to... We're going to go back to Magma. I'll give it to her. And then she's going to send us on one last spice quest.
The tension in the air is palpable. That's just exceptional. It's fragrant, and yet there's something beneath it. Let's see if this does the trick. I like the taste. But unfortunately, it's even less like the one I remember. This may be somewhat tougher than I had first anticipated. Sorry for the trouble, really. And I appreciate the sentiment, really I do. But I believe my skills can still use some sharpening. This curry is one of my fondest memories. One of the best things to come out of the time when Mother, Lise, and I were all together. I told you about how Lise and I were always at each other's throats. Well, the dinner table was neutral ground. I'd like to bring people together with my cooking. I want to be able to bring a little peace, the same way she did. I'd be setting the table, so to speak. It may be a small thing, but maybe it could help revenants and humans to put aside their strife. It's at least worth a try, don't you think? Will you keep shopping around for me? If you don't mind. I'll keep an eye out too.
Okay. We got fragrant curry, so now let's go one last spice run. I tried coming here and looking for it before the quest started, and this item was not here. This was the easiest one to get because you didn't have to fight anybody. But it was one of those things where it was on the map and it said, you know, search
The tension in the
the
air
withered, the greenhouse, and of course I searched and it wasn't there.
Huh? Whoa! This one seems
So that was
potent.
weird.
Let's give it a try, shall we?
I think it was one of those things that developers needed to sort
The
of
flavor's wonderful,
work on what
but the
happens if you
smell-
have a
Now
person
it's
playing
something
who is
there that isn't quite
who
right.
loves to explore and are going into these
Lise
areas
would
before they're
enjoy this
supposed
one.
to.
Ever since she was little, she was a picky eater, and an extreme one at that. A very young Lise was the only revenant I knew who simply couldn't stomach blood. It gave me and my mother fits. For revenants, consuming blood isn't just a form of sustenance. It's a way of communication. Most importantly, when the act is consensual, it helps cultivate our sense of trust and gratitude. Once she learned that, Lise gradually overcame her aversion, thankfully. It depends on the revenant, but we can get by for a while. But there's a limit. If a revenant goes for too long without blood, it wears away at their sanity until it's gone. It's like the air we breathe. We need it to function. Wait. Picky eater, aversion to blood. Would you be game for going out exploring sometime? I just had an idea. Come see me again when you can spare the time. I'd greatly appreciate it.
Okay, we have spicy curry and we're done with her quests. So we found Xenon, but we couldn't interact with him. And I know that there are things that you can do for him, so I'm not quite sure why we couldn't interact. If we go to a different timeline, he's not there. So, you know, maybe I needed to reload this particular save. I'm not sure what the deal was, because it does say speak to Xenon. And the game won't allow me to do that, so I'm not sure what the issue was. Okay. This is Lyle's bond.
Is that your bond with Lyle? It's no use. It isn't strong enough to make the jump through time.
Okay, so we need to...
If only there were another era. Some other when
go.
in which we could meet Lyle.
We need to
Maybe.
go back in time and meet Lyle again. Okay, let's go back. And if we did everything right, Lyle should be here. There he is.
So, you lived. We lost. Defeated by Alessandro Gobo.
Okay.
And by that horror. Because of my weakness, I lost everything. The chorus was annihilated. There's nobody left but you and me. I was planning on rotting away here. But seeing you again changed my mind. Before I go, I should at least make a grave for them. I hope you'll visit sometimes. They'd like that. Be seeing you.
He sounds quite depressed.
Don't get yourself killed.
Okay, so we have to help him out. Okay, so let's go back. Yep, it's the bright shiny thing right there. And now...
I'm sure we'll find many former chorus baits. It's a grave for the members of the Dawn Chorus.
Yeah.
Lyle must have made this. It's small, but history has changed.
Okay, so
let's check the grave.
Okay, I was gonna say we're supposed to be able to interact with his sword. Okay.
This is Lyle's blade.
So this should...
Within it dwells our bond.
Yeah, I was gonna say...
Try touching it again.
It should allow us to travel now. For each of the heroes, we had to get something that they liked. It was the music box for Holly. It was the brooch thingy for Josee. And it's the sword for Lyle. I think the struggle that people might have with this game, from a story standpoint, is the jumping back and forth in time. I don't think they'll have an issue with the combat and the
That seems to have activated the
relationship
bond.
building between the characters. I think that's fun.
Now we should be able to travel back to the past. We
And from an
might be able to save
inventory
Lyle and the
standpoint,
others.
your inventory never
We
fills
have a
up,
chance,
so
at
you can have as
least.
many weapons as you want. You can only
We'll likely
equip
arrive
2
a
of them.
few years after we parted ways with Lyle and Craig. No time at all.
Okay,
Just
so
before the Bureau takes down the chorus once and for all.
okay, the Bureau. So that's going to be Alexander Gobo and his crew.
We've arrived in the corroded scar of the past. Let's find Lyle and Craig. They should be using Pioneer Castle as their base.
Okay, and we've been there. Remember, we liberated the castle.
You came back. Kept everyone waiting long enough.
Okay, they
Craig's in
remember
the
me.
castle control room. Once you're done, we should spar together. Deal?
Okay, so I'm guessing
Is it
this is
you?
shortly
Welcome home.
She's
after
been training like mad ever since
the
you left.
events
Kept saying she wanted to surprise
where
you.
we got Pioneer Castle up and running again, and then we left.
Me. Ignore him. I'm just glad
So
to see you.
it's a few months after we left the first time. Okay, so we know they should be near the control room. I think that's where they were hanging out before. Yeah. At 109. The other thing is you seem to level up faster at the end of the game than you do earlier in the game. I thought that wouldn't be the case because I thought that
Well, look who it is.
we'll get back to it.
Damn, it's been a while. How have you been? The gang's same old, same old. As you can see, not much has changed. It's actually pretty dull, staying in one place. That said, you've arrived just in time. There's been 2 strange incidents lately. Gobo's on the move again. He's got his spies probing for an opening to get the jump on us. Only now, he's much more overt. So I'm expecting another major skirmish soon. As for the other anomaly, intermittent earthquakes. They've been rocking the corroded scar non-stop lately. All of a sudden, we're pulling in these massive loads of condensed coal. We're talking unprecedented hauls. Something about this is not right, so I sent Lyle to investigate. We found this massive underground cavern after one of the recent quakes. It looks pretty abandoned, but Lyle says he senses something alive inside. I wish I could go, but I'd just be dead weight. Hey, wait a second. You think maybe you could stash me in your jail? Then we can meet up with Lyle together. Sound like a plan? Sorry to put you to work so soon, but I am glad to see you. You can see the mine shaft Lyle went into up above. Hey, have a look over there. See that rising trail of smoke?
Okay.
You'll find the entrance to the tunnel there. You can get down into the valley with the lift. A quick hop across the bridge, and you'll be there in no time.
Yeah, buddy.
I know I'm working you to the bone.
That's
But
never been true.
Let's celebrate properly when things settle down a bit.
All right, let's see if we can make it there. Well, you guys will see me make it there because I'll edit out all the time I got lost trying to get there. All right, so we have a blood code from Craig.
See anything worthwhile?
And he's joined us, much like Lavinia, but he isn't really summonable, just like she wasn't. But when an enemy appears, you will know it because there's a red shield that will go up around Pax. So I guess that's helpful. I guess. I would prefer to have a partner is actually fighting by my side and not being a disembodied voice in my head.
This place is like a maze.
Yeah, it is, and you should know that. I mean, this is your place. Okay, so we finally got out of there. Again, I knew his directions were, oh, just do this, do that, and you'll be there. Wasn't going to be straightforward like that. You know, so we've been down here before. I figured the easiest way is to just go back outside to a place that we're familiar with and then just run there. Because this path, there are not a lot of enemies. Okay, I don't know what that was. There are these couple of guys. And I mean, unless you want to fight all the slime creatures in the poison water and the acid water, but we're not going to do all of that. We don't need to do that. We've cleared that area more than once, so we don't need to do it again. So I like how the developers reuse and expand the map as we move forward in the game. Areas that we ran past and we didn't actually know there was someplace else we needed to go in this area. Even if you explored, I don't know whether there would have been a reason for you to happen to come over here. Or maybe even if you did, you couldn't get in, because that's what happened in one of the other areas, is that you couldn't access this door.
Let's get going.
Right, so it'll only open if you've gotten the quest. So
Might
this
as well have some
missive
fun.
should be inactive. Sealed grapevine because it was sealed. Okay, we're going to talk to Lyle. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Lyle. How's it going?
Craig. And... well, you really picked an odd time to show up again. Hard to say if you have the best timing or the dirt worst. Either way, I'm glad to see you.
What have you found out?
I checked out the entrance area. Nothing yet, but something's up, I can tell. Let's split up and investigate.
Okay, let's investigate. I'm guessing there will be at least a single map jammer down here somewhere. Because this is a cave we have not, a dungeon we haven't explored before.
Doubt this thing's up to code.
Well, Craig, what are you worried about? You're just a voice. Okay.
Wait. Is this the old mining campus?
I mean, if they really wanted to make this aggravating and annoying, they would just put a bunch of collapsible floors in here. Sorry, buddy. Yep, we are still scrounging. Anything we find, we pick up. Yeah, using this stinger jail will inflict slow on the enemies sometimes. It doesn't do it every time. I'm not sure what conditions need to be met for it to inflict slow. Or maybe it's just a particular enemy type that works on. But I know
Not bad.
once you've leveled it up, it's one of the things that's supposed to be able to happen. But it's pretty inconsistent, I can tell you that now. I think that jail is fully leveled up, but it doesn't always inflict slow. Much like the Idris's axe doesn't always inflict slow on enemies either. I mean, if it did, then it would really make those very OP. Okay, so we are... This is where the map jammer would be helpful. I think, let's see what happens if we go this way. We have an enemy here. Okay, not bad. Wow, we have a pretty vast area over here with some branching that goes up, that goes left. We have a path straight ahead. Let's explore all of it. Okay. And we have another branching path here. Okay, maybe not, because this is just a little alcove. Another little alcove. Okay, so it's not too bad. I thought it was like, okay, we reached this node where we have 3 different ways we can go. I guess we can go upstairs or we can go straight ahead. Well, is it straight ahead or is there something off to the left? Okay, so looks like we're gonna go upstairs anyway because we have this guy shooting at us.
Not bad.
Okay, I can't get a lock on him. I don't know whether this is a dead end up here. It looks like it's... No, it's not, because there's another entryway over there. And you have this stuff down here. Sort of snuck me a little bit. Don't mind me, I'm just looting. We have a grenade launcher guy over here.
Nice fight. You hurt?
No, I'm not hurt, Craig, but you know it'd be helpful if you were more than a voice. Well, I guess you are. I guess you're letting me know when the enemies are nearby. So, I guess that's true. Okay, so we are... I don't know which way to go. Should I go... Okay, so this is a bit of a dead end, so not too bad. So we're gonna grab this golden nectar. Late game, we're still finding them. Oh, that's on the other side. Okay. Alright, so it looks like the path forward is upstairs. So nothing lost by coming down here. I wasn't sure whether there was a path that leads all the way through down here, or there are two paths, but it looks like the real path, or the progression path, is upstairs.
Not bad.
And again, the reason I'm using the Statesman bow is because from this distance, the bayonet...
Need to stock up.
Oops. I'm out of step, but the bayonet wouldn't have worked from that distance. Yeah, so the Statesman bow gives you a lot more range when you're sniping enemies.
Time.
And there isn't a, of all the things in the game, right, there isn't a forme that you can find that's a sniper forme, which would be nice. Unless I just haven't found it. But I've scrounged everything, and I don't think there's one. But that would be nice. That would be cool. Is to have a forme that gives you sniper abilities with your bayonet. Okay, I see an item there, but I don't know whether there's an enemy there. Yeah, there is an enemy. All right. All right, and there's a area off to the right. Let's grab this first. He was over there listening to his little radio. All right. So, another item, but it's not in this. Oh, maybe it's through here. So we have a couple of enemies down here. The question is, can I get back up here if I climb down? Yeah, I didn't see the steps, so yeah, I guess so. So he just walked right up. Okay, not too bad. So we'll go down, take care of the other one, and maybe that item is down here off to the left somewhere. I don't see it on the mini-map anymore, which is interesting. He's got one of these empowering things. Oh, I do see the item now. I don't know whether it's the same item. Okay. He juked me out. I admit it. I think... No, it's not the item. Could this be the item? No, because we could see that item. We could see it from up top, so I'm not sure. We'll see if it pops up on the mini-map again. Yeah, it does. Yep, it does. But we're not going to worry about it. We're going to deal with the big guy here. Wake up. Ah, waiting to ambush me, are you? Take that. Alright. Okay, there's an item here. Oh, wait, maybe this is the item. We got a stack of tires here. That's funny. Okay, well that didn't reach, which was a waste. This isn't gonna reach, which is also a waste. I really gotta learn to stop wasting my ichor. I mean, I just wasted tons of it. That last one got him, but now I don't have anything left because I could have finished this guy if I hadn't wasted the ichor and actually got close enough to actually fight him. Yeah, I'm actually gonna switch back from using the bat. I'm okay with it in certain circumstances, but I don't like the fact that it pushes me so far back, and then most of the little batlets or baby bats miss the target. Like that. They all missed. So I didn't get any ichor from doing that. Yeah, that's annoying. Okay, well, that takes care of that. And we can... Oh, there's another enemy down here. There's a chest over there. One of those electric... Yeah, they're not all that difficult. There are a couple of variations of that same kind of enemy that are very weak to slash attacks. Very weak.
Don't pass up anything we can use.
Nope, I'm not. We'll check it out. Flash Javelin. So again, the game gives you a lot of stuff that you can try out. So I would suggest you try it out when you're exploring and not when you get to a boss fight. So if you're in the world exploring and you want to sort of see whether or not it's worth using some of those items, depending on the blood code and all those kinds of things, you might find some of them very useful. I'm one of these people that sort of starts the game with a weapon. I like it, and I end up usually... Oh, there's the map jammer. Usually I end up sticking with the weapon for longer than I should. But there are games where you can take the starting weapon and complete the whole game with it. I mean, if you like it that much, you can certainly level it up. You can add status effects to those weapons, and it'll carry you through the whole game. You know, but that does mean that you're passing up things that could be better. Okay, so we have a revive spot. That usually means there's a boss coming up. We have a slime. We have an item. 2 items. 3 items. Where's the other item? Must be... Oh, what's this item? A couple items.
The tunnel itself will be incorporated in the seal.
Okay, the investigation reports are quest related.
It's addressed to Imogen. Mother.
Imogen is Craig's mom.
Nice. Don't lose it.
He, like Valentin Voda, is from a royal family. See, that's why the anime would be good, if they actually did anime. The family connections and the names, that even Josee, she's from a particular clan, Holly's from a particular clan, and they all seem to be sort of significant families in this particular world and time. With the Vodas being the leaders. And even in Craig's case, because his mother is a queen.
They've got the high ground.
It's one of these guys that can re-aim with one hand and always hit you. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Again, using the bayonet makes a huge difference, because if I had gone up there and tried to melee him, it would have been a much more difficult fight. So, wow. In a lot of these games, I like playing as a mage type caster build, or battle mage, if anything. This game doesn't really give you that. I mean, I guess there are ways that you can sort of tool around with all of the stuff that you find until you create something, but you won't be able to start out that way. But finding this bayonet later in the game more than makes up for it. Okay, I knew I was way too far to do that. That was the power shot, did a lot of damage. But I don't have any ichor left, so let's grab some ichor. I knew I was going to pay the price for that. Got some more ichor. Got some more. Okay, now I can do. Oh, well, I don't need to. He's almost done. Yeah. All right. I grabbed all that ichor because I was going to do a power shot, but I didn't need to do the power shot. All right. So, what were you doing up here, buddy? He's guarding that pathway. But let's check out this little alcove over here to make sure there's nothing. Actually, I guess if there was an item, there is an item and a chest. Okay, so it shows up on the map after you get over there, because there was nothing on the map before. Okay, so you have two enemies and you have a chest and another item. Okay, so grab this item, and what do we have? Argent Wolf Poleaxe. Nope, we're not going to use that. But again, you have lots of choices because of the things that you find in the game. So if you are a sort of super melee, you know, hammer type, big smashing melee type character build, you can certainly do that. The one weapon I thought I was going to sort of go with, because it, I believe, has some tie to magic, was a katana. There's an enemy somewhere. I don't know where he is, but I can hear him. And I never did get the katana. You know, at this point, if I'd gotten it, I don't think I would have used it, because I've gotten too comfortable with the stuff that I have. And to be fair, anything you have, if you simply play with it for a day or two, you become pretty accustomed to it.
Not bad.
It was this guy making that noise. Yeah, you become pretty accustomed to it, so it's not like it's going to take you 3 weeks of playing in order to get accustomed to a particular weapon type. I felt that way when I first tried the rune blades after trying everything else, and then realized, you know, post-game, that just wasn't true. That rune blades, after about an hour of fooling around with them, again, exploring, you don't want to
Find something.
take the rune blades and then go into a major boss fight, because then it's just going to be frustrating. Okay. Alright, he knows I'm here, so he's like, alright, I'm coming to get you. Again, at this point in the game, not a lot of enemies are going to give me trouble. Maybe the major bosses will give me some trouble. But even those are a lot easier than they were earlier. You know, not that long ago when Lavinia was the voice in my head, it was really frustrating because I needed, when we were in the prison, I felt like I needed a partner to actually fight, not just someone to sort of buck me up.
Let's scout the terrain before proceeding.
Okay, in this case, I'm guessing that Lyle will be my partner in the fight.
Let's take 5.
Okay. Rest up. All right, Lyle.
I have a bad feeling about what's...
Oops. Sorry to cut you off, buddy. We have an incursion to deal with. I didn't mean to cut him off. That happens sometimes when... And I don't think there's a way to go back and get the dialogue once you cut him off. I guess I could have reinitiated the dialogue and see if he actually
The true face of the
this thing.
corroded scar
Okay, we meet
is a
Craig's
tentacled
mom,
horror that reeks with the stench of
Imogen.
decay. The condensed coal lures unsuspecting prey in pools of acid. This confirms my worst expectations. The valley itself is the stomach of a giant horror. And it's already been roused. There's no time to waste. I must stop it now. Can you hear me, Craig? Your queen commands you.
Mother!
As of this moment, I'm banishing you from the Scar. That includes you, the soldiers in your command, and every last resident. You have 3 days to get out. If you resist, I won't hesitate to remove you by force.
But why? There's something you're not telling me, isn't there? Mother, please!
I was able to evacuate Craig and the others safely. You have my thanks. Now I must try to seal the horror. If I fail, the valley will be consumed. I urge you to evacuate promptly.
No, Queen. Our place is at your side.
Don't be ridiculous. This is an order.
Even by your decree, we cannot obey. Our duty is to you, and the preservation of the seal. Neither end can be met without guards to protect you. Once, we were outcasts from the dregs of society. But you took us in and gave us purpose. Without you, how could we live? We may not be worthy, but let us stay by your side.
You'd go so far. Forgive me, Craig. But if I told you, you'd have insisted on staying. You have such a generous heart. But I know I can entrust you with our people, to lead them to happiness. I love you, Craig.
Did we abandon Mother when she needed us most? Damn it, this is all too much to process at once. I need some time to think.
Who'd have thought we'd catch glimpses of the Queen's own memories? She didn't think twice about sacrificing herself to protect her people.
So the question is she like the queen of the whole
Sorry
area?
for losing my cool back there.
Or is she a deposed
I'm all
queen,
right
which
now.
is why the Voda family
Really.
came into power?
Imogen realized the scar was the stomach of a horror. So she gave up her very life, hoping that would somehow seal it away. She must not have had time to explore other options.
Because if that's true, Craig
The
would then have
situation was too
become
dire.
the king.
If she
right?
hadn't acted, the horror would have
Assuming
swallowed
he's the
entire
crown prince.
valley. That would have
Right.
been the end of the scar.
Unless he
Craig,
has a dad somewhere who
does
would be
that
king.
mean the
but I don't
earthquakes
know.
over the last few days?
So these
Wish it
unknown
wasn't,
elements.
But yeah, there's clearly something going on with Mother Seal. Let's keep pushing forward.
Okay, so I get why
She should be
she's
ahead.
no longer ruling, because she sealed herself away to protect the land. Right? And I'm assuming we now have to take her out, because she's now been corrupted.
The Pioneer Queen should be just ahead. Are you ready?
Okay, I don't think we have a choice, so yes, we are ready. All right, we're taking on Imogen, the Pioneer Queen.
Mother! Craig, wait! Get back! She could awaken any moment!
Lyle! 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 Do you read us? We've got Revenant Hunters approaching the Scar! Is Craig with you? We need him back here now!
Gopo, damn it! Why now of all times?
Craig, it's all right. Leave the Queen to us. We can't afford to be indecisive. Not now. Doing penance will have to come later. She had the courage to defy fate. Now we need the courage to do right by her. We can handle this, I promise you. Go. Fulfill your duty to the chorus.
Fair enough. All right. Leave the ground troops to me.
We're all coming out of this alive. You have my word.
I'm sorry. Mother.
Pioneer Queen, Imogen. From the bottom of my heart, I salute your resolve. Let's do this.
Now they're really...
I wonder if she's the same as the Queen of the Rift, who we fought when we were with Valentin. She's got the same attacks. I guess it was just a dimensional shift thing that we were doing when we were there at that time. This one. Okay. This one definitely has different moves. Interestingly, she doesn't seem as difficult to deal with as the other. this quick. Really quick.
Imogen, we swear to keep safe those you tried to protect. May your soul rest in peace.
Alright. Yeah.
Okay. Let's head back to Craig.
Alright, let's deliver the news.
You're back. You set her free, then?
Yeah.
I see. Never even got to thank her, did I?
Tell me, how'd the ground battle go? Our casualties seem light.
Pretty light indeed. The weirdest thing happened while you were gone. The ground beneath the enemy suddenly gave way to these geysers of acid. The enemy forces were decimated, while our troops somehow went unscathed. Not to sound superstitious, but maybe she was watching over us.
Yeah.
Either way, the situation's taken care of. We won the day one more time. Well done. Hell of a job making it back alive. Truth be told, I was half convinced we were at the end of the line.
You're not getting rid of me that easily, Captain. If I go, who the hell else are you going to travail the road to tomorrow with?
Damn straight.
Okay.
I take it you have a different path to travail, though.
Of course. You know, we're just dabbling in the timeline.
I'm just guessing here, but after last time, I remember that look. That's the look that says duty calls.
Yep. Gotta go.
And unfortunately, a solemn call at that. Say, how about we form a summoning pact? Like the one you have with Lyle?
Yeah, if you show up
Can't say how
instead
much
of just
help
being
I'll
in my
be,
mind.
Still, I promise I'll do what I can.
No, buddy, I'm not going to summon you if you can't.
But this way,
fight.
I'm there. It may be your road to travel, but you're not alone. You hear me?
We've always got your back, the whole of the chorus. Don't forget that. Even apart, we're together. That's the chorus way.
Okay. A little summoning pact.
Time jump successful. Our actions should have changed history fairly drastically. With any luck, Lyle and the chorus parted on a less tragic note. If you're ready, let's go see the future that all their efforts finally brought to bear. Changing history also appears to have moved Lyle's cocoon. We should check the place where the Dawn Chorus realized their dream.
Okay. Let's go back to, I'm guessing, Pioneer Castle. Okay. Hopefully the cocoon will appear. Yep, there it is. All right.
Dawn Chorus flags. So many. Look at those proud banners.
Okay. So this is a good outcome.
How beautiful.
Versus a depressed Lyle
It's finally time.
standing around all of the
Put Lyle
graves.
to rest so our world
So now we can end Lyle, and hopefully it'll be a better. Since we've already altered the future.
Prepared for this.
Yeah,
It is rather
Iris.
fitting.
I know
Your final showdown will be at the castle of the Dawn Chorus.
Right, Pioneer Castle is where we're going.
If you're ready, we can head out.
Well, it's not like we, because it's not like you're gonna do anything. You're just gonna leave us alone, and then we have to go and do all the fighting. Okay, so there's the cocoon. It has Lyle in it, or this version of Lyle. I mean, each of them have been a little bit different than the heroes that we fought previously.
Sorry, no one gets in without the captain's permission. I suggest you talk to him first.
What?
You'll find him in the basement.
I guess this is, yeah, I guess we switched timelines again, that's why. Alright. So let's go talk to Craig. I mean, I guess we could have just pushed our way past that guy.
The marvels of civilization.
This can't be real. Is it really you?
They say that every time. I'm immortal and I travel time, so yes, it's
The
me.
centuries come and gone, and yet you still find ways to astound me.
Dude, you
I
look
still don't
exactly
know
the
where
same
you're
as you
from
did
or why
100
you're
years
here.
ago. What are you talking about?
Boy, after all this time, am I glad to see you again. Now to business. What are you here for this time? Tell me everything. I see. The burden falls on you. That was your secret all along, huh?
Yep.
And the dagger I gave you is the key to the seal? Boy, fate can certainly be a cold fish, can't it? Lyle's seal is nearly at its limit. I'm ashamed to say, almost as soon as we managed to take it off, we put the weight of the whole damn world right back onto his shoulders. We tried, you know. Over the past 100 years, we tried everything we could to save him. But it was no use. We came up empty every damn time. So the chorus figured the least we could do was be by his side when the end came. That's why we're here. But it's about time we laid him to rest. Well past time, in fact. Yeah. I got a century full of surprises of my own. Lyle got hold of some medicine after you went away. It's taken 100 years, but I managed to recover a modicum of my former
So maybe
strength.
now I can actually use them in a fight.
Damn sight better. Which brings me to a favor I have to ask. Take me with you.
Okay, there we go.
I
So
want
we are
help
going to have to
free
use them.
Lyle from his shackles. At long last.
Alright, so unlike Lavinia, who never did actually fight, at least looks like Craig is actually going to fight. I don't know what he's capable of since we haven't seen him fight.
All right, off we go.
How strange. I had a feeling you'd come. Is that why you came to us in the first place? So you could be here now? I see. I know I am taxing your kindness. But may I ask you one final favor? Don't waver, my friend. I've been ready for a long time. I struggled fought, and this is where my ideals got me. It is time, at very long last, for you to put an end to this.
So the Hero Lyle fight. Again, this is a different Lyle. Seems a little bit more nimble than the previous Lyle. I believe, like the other ones, he has only one face. I think other than the original Hero fights, all of the bosses are one face, so you don't end up having to go through an incredibly difficult multi-phase fight. But that doesn't mean you can't get caught. See, he's pretty swift with these dual katana things he's waving around. And I mean, he's like relentless. He barely gives you a chance to heal. And as soon as you do, you usually get hit, taking half of the heal that you just had. Okay, I should probably block more instead of rolling around like this. We have him down to the halfway point. Okay, Heavenly Gaze is really doing some good damage on him, so is the power shot. Okay, we have a stun. This should take a chunk of health. Yep, allow us to get one more. Oh, I should have gone with the Heavenly. I should have gone with the. Yeah, I agree. It's a power shot. He should be done. Yeah, alright, as you say. Alright. Alright, Craig did a pretty good job. Not too bad. That was actually pretty good. I don't know whether I'll have the opportunity to use them again in future fights, but that was pretty good.
I thought it might be you, Craig.
It's been a long time. Too long, Lyle.
I haven't seen you on 2 feet since I was a kid. Were you always this short?
You got taller, you cheeky brat. It took a moment, but I'm on my feet again. Thanks to that cure you found me. As for the rest of the gang, well, you know them. They're always an earful of complaints. Good spirits otherwise, though. Real good.
Yeah, that sounds like them. I did it then. I managed to protect their future.
You carried us on your shoulders. The debt will never live down.
I volunteered for the seal of my own free will, Craig. You know it as well as I. When I was just a worthless blood bag, you gave me a family to live for. If it meant protecting them, no sacrifice was too great. And I managed to do that. What more could I ask for from this life? I can't even count how many times you've saved my hide now. Everything I came to cherish, I couldn't have truly embraced, if not for you. I am blessed, eternally, for having met you. I'm sorry, friends. Looks like this is as far as I go. The end of my road. I leave the rest to you.
The swing of our blade, we cut through sorrow. Together we travail the road to tomorrow. The family always sticks together, no matter what. This isn't goodbye, Lyle.
No. No, it's not. Thank you for everything.
Words can't express my gratitude to you both. Truly. It meant everything to be with him at the end. As for the Dawn Chorus, we're gonna keep on living right here. That's what he would have wanted. But let me guess, your journey goes on. If there's anything I can do to help, just say the word.
Okay.
Feel free to call on me anytime. I may not be him, but I'll always do my damnedest to fill Lyle's shoes. I'll see you around. Let's live to meet again.
Will do. All right. And so with that, we are wrapping up episode 15. We are now done with all of the time shift types of things. And in the next episode, I believe we're going to move into Valentin's quest. Go back to Magno. We're not going to start the conversation with Lavinia, because if we do, it's going to immediately pop us into. Well, let's see what happens. No, no, let's talk to
So,
her.
the moment of truth. Feeling nervous? You
Not
and
really.
Lou will be fine. If anybody can carve a new future, it's you two.
Okay, so this feels
You've
now
reminded me of the importance
like the
of being
point of
with
no
others.
return.
I'm grateful for that.
We did all of her quests. We got the stuff she needed to create the boosters.
Time to give it all.
Sorry. Sorry.
I will now transport us to Luna Rapaces. Are you ready to depart? We'll go when you're sufficiently prepared.
Okay, so you do have a choice. You can still talk to her and then go back, as long as you don't say you're ready to depart for Luna Rapaces and she takes you there.
So
I guess
Valentin
you're
was one
good.
of the heroes from the upheaval. Honest, but our path is laid out.
Keep cutting these guys off.
France lives on through me. Thinking of him reminds me of how precious
But
life.
in any case, we are done.
Remember,
We're not
you're
going
not
to
alone.
start the next part yet. We will in the next episode. Thank you guys for joining me. This is Reg with PaxAriaGaming saying I will see you in episode number 16. Thanks again. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.